Ladies and gentlemen, people of the world, we are live, and today we are going to be doing some Pokemon Yellow theory crafting, I suppose. I guess that's what you call it. The announcement is out. Pokemon Yellow Legacy is going to be the next game out, followed by Emerald coming probably later this year, if maybe later. But we're looking at Yellow right now. And first of all, I want to say hi, hello. I've got my YouTube blanket today, because we're cooling, we're big time cooling, and what I wanna look at, it's not the scene. The allure has been broken. What we're gonna be cooking up today, the allure, the illusion, I think is what I was looking for. Boom, we're gonna be cooking up some encounters for Pokemon Yellow, because Pokemon Yellow has bad encounters. Pokemon Yellow has weird encounters. It's in a weird spot where there's some additions that I like, but some I don't know why I went for the scarf twirl, but it's in a spot where I feel like there's enough changes that happened between red and blue to yellow that like I will often forget that there is a Pokemon you just can't get in yellow. Like, I don't know, for example, Weedle cannot be found in Viridian Forest in yellow. Like Caterpie, Metapod, Pidgey, and Pidgeotto is all you can find, you know? So today what I want to look at is just kind of bringing back some of the unobtainable Pokemon in the first half of the game, I would say. And I would also just like to show you what I've added so far. I've already done a few changes, but we're going to go through them. And I kind of want to just like talk with it, chat with you guys, see, just get your feedback, get your feel on what we're going to be doing here. Make Pikachu on Route 1 because it attacked Oak, but it's only like 1%. So that's that's a great spot to start. That we just had that comment coming in. Personally, I don't think I would want to do that. And the reason being is that you should only be able to get one Pikachu in this game. I think it kind of reduces the coolness of that Pikachu if you can get more. So that's a change I wouldn't make. Now, someone says Sparrow on Route 1, which this is kind of like I'm facing a different challenge that I had with Crystal. Like for me, I'm so deep in Crystal, I knew exactly what I wanted. Yellow, I suppose it's good that we're taking on Yellow because I think it's something that's going to challenge me a little bit more than it just doing exactly what we did with Legacy Crystal, but in red and blue. It's like what is the goal? And there's kind of like two goals. It's like I want to like red and blueify it, but like keep it Pokemon Yellow. Like I want it to feel like the standalone version, or I just feel like Yellow in this place is currently in a place where it's like not worth using. It's like not worth playing. I don't know. It just feels like I always would just run red and blue, and I want this Yellow to be like good enough that you would just play it because it's the better option. And one of the big reasons, I think, as I said in the video we released this weekend, was that the biggest problem with Yellow is that you just don't play it because there's no good encounters. There's only one way to really play this game. So I think the best way to start this is to start looking at encounters. Now, I already saw, gosh, mother freaking dang it. I'm going to keep doing that. But what I want to do, I think, first is actually talk about that Sparrow. That Sparrow pick on Route 1. The reason that's interesting so I should also mention, this is your encounter list for Route 1. So Pidgey and Rattata. It's a pretty iconic duo. It truly is Route 1. So changing it is a little bit aggressive. But the question is, how much do we want to take from the anime? And I think it would be good to take a little bit from the anime, because this game is based off of the anime after all, right? So I am actually very open to maybe like a low level chance for a Sparrow. I don't know. The reason I do say Sparrow is like really important to the story of like Ash and Pikachu, where Ash gets attacked by, or they both get attacked by like a bunch of Spearow, and like that's when Pikachu realizes like Ash cares about him and, you know, saves him and stuff. So just as a heads up, people like saying like things like Route 11, like we're going to go through it, how you play the game. So we're going to start with Route 1, and then it'll be like Route 22, Route 2, Viridian, and so on. So I think like, you know, people are saying like add grass Pokemon and stuff. I really don't want to add a lot to Route 1 because like it is so damn iconic. But I think it's okay to take from the anime a little bit. And what I'm getting at is if we look at Viridian Forest, you've got a 1% chance of Pidgeotto, which is like, okay, they were clearly like looking at the anime, right? Because Ash catches a Pidgeotto. He doesn't actually catch a Pidgey. And part of me is like maybe a low roll for a Spearow, because on the first like route, like Ash heads out and it's like, he does encounter a Rattata and he does encounter a Pidgey, but he also encounters a Spearow. And I don't think adding Spearow to the first route really takes away that much. One thing I've always found crazy, if you see this on the right side here, I'll see if I can zoom in a little bit. Maybe that'll be a little bit nicer for you. That's probably good. Is there's a 1% chance to catch a to run into a level 7 Pidgey, which is crazy for the first route. Like you got your level 5 starter, like you're running here through with your level 5 starter, and I know you do have a Pikachu, so you're gonna win that fight. But man, level 7 is strong. Like if you think about Crystal is like level 2, maybe there's like a level 3 on Route 1. Or the first route's 29. But I think like taking out, so I should also mention how this chart works. So as you descend, these positions are not weighted evenly. So the level 3 Pidgey is 20%, the 4 Pidgey is 20%, then it's 15, 10, 10, 10, 5, 5, 4, and 1%. So I kind of feel like a 5% chance for Spearow, maybe. Maybe we go 10%, but like you could do like the level 7 Spearow, maybe like the level 6 Spearow, and you can change those numbers too. I think just in a very low encounter, like a 5%, it's kind of like really insignificant if we're being honest. And you can also find it quite easily on the route we're about to look at. But I just think like they added a 1% Pidgeotto to Viridian Forest to follow the anime, and it's like why not just add that Spearow in too, and make it a little more like the anime. I don't know. I think that feels good. Like we could also just make it. What if you just made it level 7? I think Sparrow's got a stab move. Sparrow starts with Peck, so even though Pikachu would resist it, Sparrow's a little bit stronger than Pidgey. So I think even if you just did a 5% chance for a level 6 Spearow, I think that feels good to me. Yeah, so someone says make Spearow a pure flying type. We won't be making any changes to typing, because if you're someone who like wants to play this and get like an authentic feeling yellow thing, the reason why we don't really like doing type changes is it just feels like really hard to be like, okay, I'm going into this game that I know so well, and if you change like a whole bunch of Pokemon's types, it really complicates the experience for someone that's just trying to get an authentic Gen 1 experience. So that's why like we won't change a single type in this game. And if you ever see someone ask to do that, you should tell them that so that everybody knows. And definitely watch the video so you understand what we're trying to do. So I think that's Route 1. I think I'm happy with that. I don't really want to complicate Route 1, but I think going in the anime feels good. So our next route is not Route 2. Our next route is actually Route 22. So have I touched this route? I don't think I have. Let me actually just pull up Route 22 here. Okay, so Route 22 is the route next. It's the second route you go on. This is where you fight your rival for the second time, right next to Viridian City. And you've got Rattata, Spearow, Nidoran, and Mankey, which I actually quite like. I don't really have any... Yeah, it's pretty stacked. I would agree, Zach. It's very stacked. Like, you've got Nidoran, one of the best Pokemon you can catch. You've got the added Mankey. Like, in Red and Blue, there was no Mankey, and this route was already really good with, like, high chances of Spearow, pretty good chances for Nidoran and Nidoran. The only thing I would say is that, 35% for male, 25% for female. Nothing crazy there. We've got our first super chat coming from L1011 TriStar. What's up? Okay, so they say, one thing I thought to make this feel more in the design of yellow as feeling like the anime and improving early encounters is to make early anime encounters also the yellow early encounters. That is something I'm actually thinking about. So we'll get to that in Viridian Forest. I guess I'll just say it now since you got the super chat in. And I want to say thank you very much. Always appreciated. I was thinking the only first early trainer that is based off the anime is Samurai. It's the dude in Viridian Forest that has a Metapod and a Pinsir. So I'll let you guys sit on that for a bit, because the problem with adding in Pinsir is obviously, like, it's a really strong Pokemon. I don't know, though. Would it be neat to add one trainer in the Viridian Forest with a level 3 Pinsir and a Metapod? You could certainly balance it if you just made it a low level Pinsir. Not to catch, but to fight. The last trainer, you know? I think that would be interesting. I do think it would spice it up. It would feel a little bit like the anime. Or make him skippable, maybe. I forget exactly what Viridian Forest is laid out like for trainers, like just the positioning. I know in Red and Blue, there's a trainer that you just have to fight, the very last one on the last thing leading up to the end of the route. So that's something worth considering. We'll definitely talk more about that. But thank you for the super chat, and that is very much a consideration. Like, there's another guy with a Spearow early in the anime. I just started watching the anime a few days ago because I'm like, man, if I'm gonna do this, I need to like remember, refamiliarize myself with the anime. So actually, side note, today I had for supper today, I had chicken nuggets and I watched the Pokemon anime for an hour. I'm 28 years old. It was beautiful. I was like, I am truly channeling the inner childhood right now because we're doing this. Well, I just had fun with it, but honestly, anime holds up. It's it gets a little repetitive, but I do enjoy it. So Route 22, definitely wouldn't add Eevee. I think I'm just not a fan of ever adding Eevee outside of where you can get Eevee normally, because it kind of just dilutes anything else. Everyone just goes Eevee, and then the game gets really boring. So I'm kind of actually anti Eevee. I like that where they have Eevee. So for Route 22, you've got a buffed Nidoran. We actually have done some improvements on Nidoran female. We've got Mankey. We've got Spearow. I really don't think this route needs anything. I think it's pretty clean. So I'm going to let that sit for now. Now Route 2. This is actually the first. I've already made this change. But I'll show you what it originally was. We've added Poliwag. I really like this. Okay, so what originally was Pidgey, Rattata, and then Nidoran and Nidoran. So you've got like a really stacked route, and then the next route is like no more, like it doesn't add anything, and I really hate that. I really find that just like super lame. If there was nothing I had to add, I would maybe consider spreading them out. But because I like everything that's getting added in here, and I think it feels iconic, I was thinking Poliwag. So I've been talking about this a lot with the playtesters. We've been doing a lot of theory crafting, and the idea is that I think the best way to give players the option to run the elemental Pokemon, the three elemental, like the three main starter types outside of the starters. So what I'm trying to say is everyone always runs the three starters when they play yellow. And we want to leave that option. But the thought process is that if we give people the option of those same types, but earlier, it provides just more potential for different party members. So like maybe you really want to run Charmander because you love Charizard, and it doesn't matter. Even if we give you an Arcanine for free, you're just going to run, there's those people, and we obviously wouldn't do that. But what I'm saying is like, there are going to be those people that just want to run like maybe one starter or maybe all three. But the idea is that on the early routes before you get the starters, so like, before like Cerulean, give the player a Poliwag. Because in reality, there is nothing they give you to deal with Brock outside of Nidoran and Mankey. And in the first game, it was like if you didn't take Squirtle or Bulbasaur, Brock was just really hard, and there was nothing you could do about it. You had to like get like a Butterfree. We're also going to give Brock probably like Rock Throw. So in order to like keep that balance, it's the same. It's like Crystal Legacy treatment. It's like make the gym leaders better, but give the player more tools. So Poliwag feels like a good route here option. 1% Jolteon and Power Plant. Again, we're going to talk about it as we get through it. So for those making suggestions about like way later stuff, I'm just not going to be able to cover right now because I want this to be kind of linear. Because if we jump all over the place, it's just going to get really confusing. You got to kind of take it through as you go. Poliwag is perfect for lakey areas. That's the only thing. Is this? It's not a lakey area. Which I actually, I hadn't really considered, to be honest. I think that's a really good point that some people have brought up, is that Route 22 has a pond. I actually kind of like had not thought about that, but it's actually a really good suggestion. So, dang, I really don't hate that at all. I can't believe I didn't think about that. But yeah, there is a pond there, so it makes a lot of sense. You can move Route Spearow from Route 22 to 2. So none of the bugs are going to be... The bugs are just going to be in the forest. We're just going to keep it simple. So Route 2... That's an interesting proposition. You could just remove all of Spearow. Yeah, so we don't want to make this Route 2 stacked. I should also mention, Oddish is going to go Viridian Forest, Vulpix on Route 3, but we'll get to that. But I had thought Route 2, but I just think it makes so much more sense to put Poliwag near the pond. So... It's like what, like I also don't want this route to be so stacked, but I kind of feel like Spearow is the play. Like, you're Route 1, there's Spearow. You continue on towards the forest, like, Spearow gets more intense, whereas, like, yeah, I guess, so, okay, so basically we're saying, what do we move out of Route 22 to Route 2? So we take Poliwag away. I think this route is already pretty stacked. The bigger thing is I just don't want people going into this. Like, I want you to be able to go into the game and find what you want to find. And I think people are going to be like, dang, I can't find Mankey. He took away Mankey from Route 22. I want to limit that as much as I can. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like Nidoran is so integral to this location. Like, this is where you go to get your Nidoking. Can't take that out. Honestly, this is kind of where you go to get your Mankey. it is where you go to get your Spearow, but no, yeah, okay, Rattata, that's the easy one. But do we want to make this route that stacked? Because to me, it might be easier to I just don't want Route 2 to be so weak. Like, sure, like that's like, yeah, Rattata is an easy remove. But does Route 22 having everything feels a little bit like too much to me? You know what I mean? It's like you've got, I don't feel that sense of progression quite as much. I do feel like Mankey would make more sense on Route 2. Like if you were gonna send one away, like send Mankey to Route 2. So I feel like you have to take one of the sick Pokemon from 22 and put it only on Route 2. Monkeys near the forest makes sense. I mean, it kind of makes sense to me too. Mankey on Route 2 makes more sense. Yeah, I kind of have to agree. So if we did, 2020, 15, 10, and 10. So if we did Rattata gets replaced with Poliwag and Nidoran M let's do Nidoran female gets replaced with Mankey. 2020, 15, 10, and there. So Poliwag to 22. Route 2 is also used for XP as Brock fight, so run into Mankey organically. That's a good point. We could actually leave really low odds Mankey here for now. This can change. But the idea is just for the people that are like, I'm not going to look this up and I really want to find Mankey. Where the heck is Mankey? You killed Mankey. I hate you. I'll leave that in for now. I'll leave Mankey there for now. We'll think about changing it. So that actually really like that. I think really low odds Mankey, keep it there and then buff Mankey odds on Route 22. Dang. This has already been productive. I've already got something useful from all of you. Sorry if that sounds like like you are tools to be with ideas to be extracted, but I just mean I'm grateful. I went into this with no expectations, so that's actually really cool. Mankey on Route 2, Poliwag, if you're interested in doing this yourself, there's some beautiful people that have put together the code for basically all the old Pokemon games. You just have to search Pokemon disassembly. It's just all assembled into code like this that's easily accessible. So I could literally just replace all of this with Mewtwo, level 100, and then Mewtwo would just be the only thing you can catch on Route 22. So you can do really cool stuff. They've done an awesome service to the world of Pokemon fans. I wouldn't be able to do this if it wasn't for those people. So we're very grateful. We're not exploited. We're workshopping a passion project for all of us. Exactly. It truly is. Yeah. It's a crazy project. So anyway, Viridian Forest, I think, is the next one up. And I'm pretty content with this. So originally we had Caterpie, Metapod, Pidgey, and Pidgeotto, which is awful in my opinion. That is like a major setback. I understand why they took out Pikachu. I think that makes perfect sense to remove Pikachu for Pokemon Yellow. But they just kind of removed Weedle and Kakuna from the whole game. And I don't really know if if that works. Someone says 100% recommend checking out the Pret Discord. So many great folks willing to help people out and make changes to the code. Dude, everything I've heard, I mostly stick to my own Discord, but I've heard amazing things. A lot of the people that are in my Discord that are helping me with this ROM hack say they've learned a ton from over there. So highly recommend it if you are looking for help. For now, we've added Oddish and Weedle and Kakuna back to the forest. So I don't think the game loses anything by getting Weedle and Kakuna back. I'm pretty happy with that overall. So to me, that seems like a fine change. A lot of people want Bellsprout, and here's what I said about Bellsprout. Pokemon Crystal has Poliwag and Bellsprout on Route 31, right before the first gym. And if you add Poliwag and Bellsprout back, it just feels a little redundant. My other problem with Oddish is that Poliwag, no, not Poliwag, Victreebel is really good. Victreebel is like fast, and it's got sleep strats, and it's got wrap, and it's got like super crit, and it's got like swords dance, and like it's just a really good Pokemon. It's good in Gen 2 as well, but it's really good in Gen 1. And Oddish just kinda is worse in every way. It really just has nothing. Yeah, Bellsprout is just stronger. So I think what I want to do is give Oddish a bit of a chance to shine. And Oddish is basically like, hey, here's an early grass Pokemon. You might not love it, but you can get it early, and it's pretty good. So like, for that reason alone, you might end up using it for your full run because you just don't feel like Bellsprout or whatever. Victreebel is an S tier Pokemon. Someone just said in the chat. I completely agree. I just think if you give the player Bellsprout, there is zero reason to ever run Oddish here. If you give the player Bellsprout here. So if you give Bellsprout, like if you wait on Bellsprout till where it originally is, which is like Route 24. I think Bellsprout is north of Cerulean, so just before Misty, you can catch a Bellsprout. So 25% chance to catch a Bellsprout or an Oddish. And I kind of just feel like it just makes Oddish completely useless. Like Oddish just has worse stats across the board, basically. So that's why I like Oddish. I think it's like a good chance for Oddish to shine. Bellsprout is early in Crystal. And Vileplume can be pretty solid. So, yeah. What's up, Carlos? The family's seen Christmas lights, but just wanted to stop in and say good luck with the stream. Thank you. Appreciate that, Carlos. We love that. Now, someone asked, can you make Oddish better? I just want you to all have the understanding. Like, we've already done a ton to make all the Pokemon good. So yes, that is absolutely happening. So don't think of like the Oddish that you know. We've given Oddish the tools, the best tools we could to help it succeed. Other than that, I'm just not really sure. I'm not really sure if there's anything else I want to add. Certainly not Bulbasaur. Paris is right up after this. In Mount Moon, I think Paris sits fine in Mount Moon. Pikachu, nope. Pikachu won't be. You can't encounter Pikachu outside of the one you get. That's just kind of is a bit of a no-no. I think Pidgey's fine. Like. Yeah, I like the level 9 Pidgeotto. I think that's nice. That's a nice little reference. Like, to me, if that wasn't in the game and I added it, I would be like, that's a little crazy that you're just gonna add. But they did it, you know? And so it's like, okay, they did it. They thought it was cool. That is the precedent. That is the precedent set, you know? You can do stuff from the anime. they wanted it to happen, you know? So I don't try to think like I don't always try to think just what would be cool, but I do try to think like what did the game set in other examples and try to pull from those examples that's how Crystal Legacy was made. What was like, well, this move is pretty good, we can make a move of bug type just that good. That kind of thinking. So I said Venonat. I'm actually, that's like the only Pokemon I would consider. What level does Venonat evolve at? Like 31. I feel like it wouldn't be that OP, but just like, do you want Venonat? I mean, it's not bad. I don't know. Venonat is already obtainable where Bellsprout is on Route 24. You can also get Venonat. I think that's a lot of bugs. I think 3 bugs. I think that's like a lot of options. One thing you gotta consider is like, you know, if I asked you guys what Pokemon do you want, like, and I just said everything you gave me, you get like decision fatigue. It's like, oh, I can catch a Scyther on Route 1 and a Tauros on Route 2 and this and that and like and a Charizard in Viridian Forest, and it's like, it would be awesome, but like you get so many options that it's too much. So the key is like more options, but not too many. You got to spread them out. I don't want you to have a full team by before you fight Brock. A full team that you're gonna run through the whole game. That is. So yeah. I think that's good. I think every other option is spaced out well enough. Bellsprout, Paris, Venonat, a little bit like through like it's weaved in, you know. Because all of those are great decisions, but all of those at the same time, it's too much. It's too much. You disagree with the level 6 Caterpie? Why? How are we supposed to get Raichu? We'll account for that. Don't worry. You'll be able to complete the Pokédex, but just not till probably the end of the game. It's nice because the Charmander players can quickly get a Metapod into Butterfree. Yeah, I think so too. You could even like make Kakuna 7. You could do Kakuna 7 and Metapod 7. It's a little strong. Yeah, Metapod and Kakuna, I kind of would like to give them their previous Evo moves just so that like fighting them isn't awful. The Met 7 because that's the normal evolution. I kind of agree. Like level 7 Kakuna and Metapod, it's kind of weird. They're also not like super strong, so it's not like they're gonna fold you. I don't really like Farfetch'd either. I think it's just, again, you're just bloating the early game a little too much. Like we've added 2 Pokemon so far, 3 Pokemon with Weedle. Yeah, I think you should add Kakuna and Weedle to the bug catchers. Ooh, Proxy says that level 6 Caterpie is the Caterpie that Ash catches. So Ash's Caterpie evolves like right after he catches it, like really quickly after. I'm just saying, I didn't even think about that. That just happened to fall into place. That makes sense. Okay, I think we're good with Viridian Forest. I think I'm content with this. I'm gonna let it sit. So that's that. As you get out of Viridian Forest, it's still Route 2. So the next route is after Brock. So that takes us to Brock. So now you have 5 Pokemon to deal with Brock. You have Mankey with low kick, Nidorans with double kick. I guess that's 2. That makes 3. You get Oddish, you get Poliwag, and still Butterfree. So I think like, you know, considering that the starter is a electric type, I think it's good to give the player some options for Brock, especially because he will be stronger. So, yeah. Yeah, if you want to ask about like Pikachu, like light ball stats and stuff like that, you should definitely like watch the video that I just uploaded, because like I talked about Pikachu in that a little bit, and some ideas we had for that. So Route 3. Before we get to round 3, we have got another super chat. Joshua Garreau says, we've got a Canadian, by the way, I gotta mention it. Make gym trainers before Brock Forest, Brock's brother, give him Rhyhorn in the anime. So that's something like I don't think we would want to do, because it's not in like the Indigo League anime. You know what I mean? I think the thing with that is like we want to follow the Indigo League anime only, because when Yellow was made, that was the only thing that existed, right? So I think for a lot of people, like something like a Rhyhorn in the forest, I think that would just be like really kind of out of the blue, because it doesn't follow like the game that this anime is based off of. But as someone had said earlier, like there's a trainer that has a pincer, like it's like the first person Ash really fights in Viridian Forest, and he has a pincer and a Metapod. And I think that could actually be an interesting idea, is giving him a very low, but like a low level pincer for like the last fight through Viridian Forest. I think that could be kind of interesting, you know, like make it like, I don't know. Pincer has good stats, so you'd have to balance that by making it low level, but like whatever that level would be, like 2 or 4 or 5 or something. But yeah. So, Lightyear's trainer is too iconic. Oh, that's who Brock's junior trainer. So no catch for Pincer. No, you can't catch Pincer. I like sorry, you got to hear me right. Not a catch for Pincer, you fight a Pincer. We are going to put Pincer earlier, but this would be way too soon for Pincer. It's too strong, too good. How did he get it? I don't know. It's more than just Viridian Forest. Not everyone starts in Pallet Town. Stashan with another dono, another Canadian. I used to think Yellow's Pikachu was stronger than the average Pikachu from other games, but it isn't. I like to keep it on the team in my playthroughs, so I'm expecting quite a remedy for it. Okay. A lot of people are asking, so I will clarify. Again, we talked about this in the video we just uploaded, but since you're paying me to ask, what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say we've got 2 ideas for fixing Pikachu. The first one was suggested by a playtester, and I love it. You can make it so that the badge boost actually affects Pikachu more than the other Pokemon. So the badge boost in Gen 1, basically, there's 4 badges you get that actually boost the stats of your Pokemon. And so like the first gym you get, I'm pretty sure buffs your attack stat. So after you beat Brock, all of your Pokemon's attack stat is actually raised by 12.5%. I can't remember the next 2, but I know that Blaine, the Fire Gym number 7, actually raises your special stat by 12.5% once you beat him. So what we're actually going to do, I think, is make it so that the badge boost increases Pikachu specifically by 25%. And so we will still probably do some very slight stat adjustments, but what that does is it rather than Pikachu just starting out really strong and never getting any better, it gives Pikachu more of a scaling, like it helps it scale along to be a little bit better. So actually its special stat should be pretty strong. We're also thinking about giving it Surf and Cut and Strength and Fly. The reason is Pikachu is shown surfing and flying in the intro, And obviously we all know Surf Pikachu, like that's not that crazy. But also Fly Pikachu has been done. In Gen 2, Pikachu gets access to Strength, and I'm pretty sure there is eventually Pikachu gets access to Cut. Cut is going to be bug in this game, so that gives Pikachu a little bit of coverage. Plus, like Pikachu has high special attack on its own, so Surfs are going to hit nice. And the big Pokemon that Pikachu wants to hit Surf with will be Rhydon. It'll be Golems, Onix. Not the Onix you fight. So you won't have Surf for Brock, but like those Pokemon that are 4x weak to water, Pikachu will really eat on, and that's like happens to be its biggest weakness. So like, I think that will like Surf on Pikachu, just allowing it to learn it will be very interesting. I think that will do a lot for it. Plus, you get Thunderbolt super early from the TM, so you can use that too. So that's a lot of the stuff we're gonna do on Brock. On Pikachu. We have considered maybe reducing its its growth. So making it something like I don't know how the classes work, but like I think it normally needs like 100,000 XP or 1,000,000 XP, and making that like 800,000 so that it just levels up faster. That's another thing we've thought about. So it doesn't need as much XP, and so it just gets levels faster. Another way to think about it. We're getting so many super chats. I'm gonna bang through. I'm not gonna bang through these. I'm gonna consider all of them, but we'll get through these, and then we'll get to Route 3, where we've got Vulpix cooking up. So Stylish says the pincer fight, that could be cool. I appreciate that you think that. That is really great to hear. I think it would be neat. That's something we kind of did in Crystal Legacy. Is some final trainer. On the road, final trainers on the road had good like Pokemon. Like right before Goldenrod, there's someone with a fully evolved Azumarill. That's like a good example, but there's a few more. I like having like one pretty noteworthy trainer on a route. I think it kind of like makes it a little more interesting. Like just you're kind of building through it rather than just like a bunch of easy trainers that you can all wipe through. So I appreciate the liking that. So yeah. Next super chat. Are you sure 25% is enough? Also from Stylish. Yeah, that's the question. So the way the code works, you can only deal in like dividing or multiplying by 2. So like 1, 1/2, 1/4, 1/8, 1/16, 1/32 for this specific thing. So it would either be a 12.5% buff, a 25% buff, or a 50% buff. And we feel like a 50% buff might be too much, but this is why we playtest, and this is why we theorycraft. We're going to try 25%. We're going to see, Pikachu is not feeling all that hot by the end of the game. So maybe we make it a 50% badge boost, and that would be a lot, but it still wouldn't be light ball levels, so maybe it wouldn't be, right? Because special is the last stat. It's not till Blaine, and that's when Pikachu would really want it. So I think 50 is in the cards. It's just like the only way you can know is if you playtest it. So we'll get there. Gonzo says, in addition to drawing from the anime, have you considered the adventure manga? I don't think we're going to. If we're really struggling, that's usually where we go. That's like we gave Silver an Ursaring, which was kind of like a bit of a manga, but for the most part, that's like the last place we go to. So I appreciate the question, but I think generally Yellow is just not based off the manga, so it's not really a thing. Although one thing I will just say for manga fans is we are thinking of adding a female option for this game, so you can play as a girl if you want. And I guess technically that would be green. So for manga fans. And Joshua asks the big question, okay? Will the Surf minigame be available? And the answer is yes. All you need is a Pikachu that knows Surf to activate that. So all you'll have to do is teach your Pikachu Surf, and you can access the minigame. So it's pretty hype. Thank you again for the other donation. Appreciate that. And last super chat, we've got TV says, gotta run, but please leave Parasect where they are. In Kanto, they are native to the caves. Remember, they're fungi, not actual plants. Boom. TV's got it. That's the big brain stuff we like to see, and that's exactly it. So thank you for coming out. That's exactly it, though. Like, I think Paris is in a great spot in Mount Moon. Just here. I don't want to change it. So, yeah. And as I say that, we got one more super chat coming through from Captain Wolfbane, who says, "Want to say that I love your content, appreciate your dedication to remastering these games faithfully instead of making another ultra hard hack." I appreciate that. Yeah. I think they're modernized for like the modern Pokemon player. Like, you guys are all good at Pokemon. You can get through these games pretty easily. It's the reason why Nuzlocking is so big. So I think just making the game like a lot harder by giving you more tools makes it a lot more fun. So I really appreciate that, and thank you very much. Appreciate all the support. We do love to see it. So yeah. With all that said, shall we cover Route 3? So, I've actually just got a. Oh, okay. I need to just pull. Okay, we've pulled. Okay. Vulpix on Route 3. How do we feel about that? That's really it. Oh, that's not it. Okay, so here was my other thing. I don't know how you guys feel about this, but in my head, Route 3 is where Jigglypuff lives. I will play yellow and be like, I'm pretty sure I can catch Jigglypuff on this route. And then I just can't in yellow. And I'm like, what? But Sandshrews here. And I don't like that. I think Sandshrew is fine in its cave. I think Sandshrew works way better in its cave. I think Jigglypuff is kind of iconic, and I think it should be an early encounter. It's what Red and Blue did. To me, it feels lacking that Jigglypuff is not here. So I have added Jigglypuff back in 5% encounter rate. No, 20%. Maybe that's too much. We could talk about the percentages right now. But I just don't like Jigglypuff not being here. So kind of like Viridian Forest, we brought back Weedle, added Oddish. I've brought back Jigglypuff, and we've added Vulpix. How do we think about that? While you guys give me your thoughts on that, we got Cody Smith, who says, have you thought about giving Pikachu access to its other special giveaway move in Petal Dance? I have actually not considered Petal Dance at all, to be honest. I think it's worth considering. The question would just be how you teach it, because Petal Dance isn't a move that can be taught. So I don't know how I would do that. But it's worth considering. People are saying 15% for Jigglypuff. So what we can do... Oh, Jigglypuff is at 15%, and then it's at another 5, so 20. Here's what we're going to do, okay? We're going to take Jigglypuff here, which gives it 10%. We're going to put Vulpix in the 15% spot. We're going to take Vulpix and put it in the 5% spot. And then Vulpix is 5. No. Oh, yes, that works. Wait, no. Okay, so Vulpix... Sorry. Okay, so Vulpix is now at 20. Jigglypuff is now at 10. We've now got... I think we'll just put Jigglypuff at 10%. I think that's what Jigglypuff was originally. I think that makes the most sense. What do we do with this remaining 10%? Thanks again, Cody. Appreciate that. We've also got Stylish saying, problem about the grass type situation in Gen 1. They either learn Razor Leaf or have to make Mega Drain or Solar Beam work. Okay, that's a good question. I will cover that. We have made Mega Drain 60 base power to give it a little something. Oh my god. Okay, so just to clarify, we're not adding any more Pokemon on Route 3. It's just, what do you want for the distributions? So you could just add more Rattata. You can make Jigglypuff still 20. I would actually make Vulpix level 9 and 10, just because you're not really going to run Vulpix for a lot of the game. I'd actually make Vulpix 10 and 11, I think. Because Vulpix is going to be not very useful in the cave, and not very useful against Misty, so it's not going to see a ton of action. I'm kind of thinking we've got like 25 for Sparrow, 20 for Mankey, 20 for Vulpix. As lame as it is, I think maybe just like a 10% Rattata or 20% Rattata. I think that kind of evens it out. I think Jigglypuff should be like a little rare. I think Jigglypuff shouldn't be popping up all the time. So that makes sense. So what's a Sparrow? I'd be open to more Sparrow, but more Mankey. Honestly, just whatever you guys think. I'm kind of leaning just Rattata. I think that kind of fills it out nicely. You can still, Mankey 20% is pretty good. Again, it's 20, 20, 15, 10, 10, 10, 5, 5, 4, 1% in that order. So as it goes down, the percentages are less. Oizen McColgan says, have you thought of adding wild butter for your Beedrill? They don't appear anywhere in the base game. I think I'm fine with that not happening. Maybe somewhere later. But the leveling of Viridian Forest just doesn't allow it, as the strongest is level 9 in there. So I wouldn't put anything there. So then there's just nowhere else I would really put it. A lot of people are saying extra Mankey or Rattata, more Spearow, it's boring, but it feels right. More Jigglypuff, it's boring, but it's fine. Sometimes you just got to do the boring pick. So I'm glad we're relatively on board with that. Robert Wolf with the 5 bomb, thank you very much. I gotta say also thank you guys so much for all of this. I really do appreciate it. It does support the channel. Is obviously like Pokemon, Gen 1 Pokemon is not the most profitable topic, so we do appreciate all the donos. It's awesome. So thank you. Please give Bruno Primate and Poliwrath. Him not having it made me crazy for years. Yeah, I mean, it's actually really tough. I think you got to remove an Onix, right? You got to leave him one Onix still, because in Crystal Legacy, he's got the Steelix, so taking them both away would be not enough. We've buffed Onix, but yeah, I kind of think like Poliwrath would sit pretty nice on that team, maybe. I don't know. You can kind of do whatever you want because Chuck's not in this game, so it's worth considering. But thank you. Anyway, I think Route 3 has been cooked, and we can move on to Mount Moon. So, Mount Moon, I already changed it just a little bit, but I want to see your thoughts. Okay, so in yellow, the first entrance, you can only find Clefairy at 1%, and it gets more and more as you go on. So it's 1%, then it's 5%, and then it's 10%. The last video we did, we were streaming, we actually found a Clefairy in the first floor. So we found a 1% Clefairy, and I didn't even realize it was that big of a deal. I thought, I am still on Route 3. 1 sec, let me find Mount Moon. Mount Moon 1F. Yeah, so the question's like, is it possible to add caves and dungeons? Unfortunately, the game just doesn't have enough memory to add like new locations. So that kind of stuff is just like any sort of like adding a new place is probably just not going to work out. Just as a heads up. So just so you know, we probably won't be doing anything like that because it's kind of out of the scope of what we can realistically do. Which is unfortunate, but understandable. But thank you, appreciate it. And it would be really cool. But I think the way you can get the Bulbasaur in yellow is pretty iconic. So, people remember that, and I think that's like part of it. All Slugger first super. That's fun. Congratulations. It tells me a little that was your first, so well done. And Stylish says also for you guys sending super chats. Let's try to stay on topic. I do want to try to go through this linearly rather than like jumping all over the place. So Stylish says this is more flavor than anything, but it would be possible to add an in-game trade in the SSN of Eradicate for a Butterfree. Something like that is certainly possible. I think that's like that's definitely like we'll think about that a little bit down the road. I guess the way we're trying to do this is build from the base. So get a really good base of like gameplay and encounters and that sort of stuff and moves and balancing all that. And then once you get that, like that's like the main bulk of work, then you can start adding those like flavoring things in. So that'll certainly be like, those questions will be down the road, I think. And I'm certainly open to those kinds of things. But I think it's hard to answer that until we've got like the bases kind of covered. So hopefully that makes sense. Mount Moon, as I said. I think most of Mount Moon is sitting pretty nice. Like Zubat, Geodude, Paris, Clefairy, those are 4 new encounters. Mount Moon BF1, also the exact same. The only thing I really changed is adding Sandshrew on the first floor and a little bit higher. It's now at 15%. I kind of think Clefairy, I actually had changed Clefairy to be 5% on the first floor. I kind of think I like it as is. I just want to make Sandshrew more available because we took Sandshrew out of the previous route. So Sandshrew at like 10, 11, 12 kind of deal. Like that's 19%. I think that's pretty encounterable. And then as you go on, you can still find Paris and anything else you want. So I don't really like Onix. Yeah, I don't really think Onix fits in Mount Moon. We've actually buffed the heck out of Onix, man. Like Onix has a theoretical special stat of like 510 now. I wasn't gonna like look at a lot of Pokemon, but that is one I would like to show off just because it's kind of fun. So sorry for deviating from the main topic, but Onix we've buffed its attack to 55. I think previously its attack was 45. It might have been 35. It wasn't very high. We upped its speed from 90 to 100. And we buffed its special to 80. So in doing this, Onix actually has relatively decent special defense. This actually adds a theoretical base of 100 stat to it because Onix's previous special, I believe, is 30. So in doing this, you're adding 50 special attack and 50 special defense. It sounds like a lot, but here's the thing. Because Steelix isn't in this game, Onix just sucks. And we were fine to leave Onix bad in Gen 2 because you just evolve it into Steelix and it gets good. But Onix sucks. And in adding this special, all that actually does is give it 50 special defense. Because, and here's the big thing I've been trying to get to, Onix doesn't learn any special attacking moves. So its special attack, whatever its special is offensively, doesn't matter. Literally, make it 150. It can't utilize its special attack. So all we wanted to do is just find a good level of special defense for it. And we thought 80 was like the right amount. Like it's still gonna get getting one shot by any water and grass move all the time. But now like it's gonna take all the other special moves decently. I'm trying to think like what other special moves even affect it. Like I guess psychic moves, it might be able to take a hit from a fire move for sure. Like a dragon move, I guess ghost, because ghost is going to be special. So yeah, it's better. It's better. I didn't want to talk about a lot of Pokemon, but Onix is getting a big glow up. The other thing that's nice about that stat spread is it doesn't make Onix too strong for the first gym, which was really important. It's still going to outspeed most stuff. It always outsped most stuff. And now it's just actually viable as a Pokemon with good moves. Stylish says Onix isn't available until Rock Tunnel before Lavender in the base game. I feel like having it early after Brock showcased him would be cool. Yeah, I think that's something I gotta talk more with playtesters about, to be honest. I just don't know if I'm ready to put Onix in Mount Moon. So I think maybe that's something we gotta sit on for a little bit. Route 4 is up next. And this is the first one that I have not touched. So we're going to this one together. We've got Rattata, Spearow, Sandshrew, and Mankey. This is where it gets bad for the most part. Route 24 and 25 are good, but this is where you start to see the encounters get pretty awful. Pretty awful. Pretty real bad. Yeah, I agree that Route 4 needs Ekans, man. I think we're probably all on board with that, right? Like I don't know about you, but this is Ekans' route. I played red, not blue. This is Ekans' route. It's just where Ekans belongs, you know? 55% chance for Spearow. I think that's a pretty easy, just take Spearow out, add Ekans in. 20% chance for Ekans pickback. What? Ekans. Yeah, this is so boring otherwise. It's still not great. You could add Jigglypuff here too. Seviper. I don't think there's any fish like Psyduck. Man, I honestly don't hate it. I honestly don't. Whoever said that, I honestly don't hate that idea. You can't get it till surfing on Route 6. It's kind of lame. I never caught Psyduck in Gen 1 because I just didn't surf here. Oh, this is a really good question just to highlight some thinking. If Vulpix is on Route 3, should Growlithe also be on Route 3? The answer is no, because everybody will pick Growlithe and not Vulpix. And the idea is it's the same as the Oddish versus Bellsprout. Give the worst Pokemon first, and if you want to hold out, you can hold out for Growlithe. But if you want to fire Pokemon at the start of the game, you got to use the less used one. Vulpix just needed some love. So Growlithe, way overused. I'm kind of interested in adding Psyduck here. The only thing is maybe we just want to add Psyduck to Route 6 because it's not that much later. It really isn't that much later. And this route adds nothing. Like, this route genuinely adds nothing, whereas we did just at least add Ekans back. So part of me is thinking maybe we add Psyduck to Route 6. That's just, rather than being before Misty, it's just after Misty now. By that logic, Ponyta should be before Vulpix. Listen, we can't live in a perfect world. Ponyta's kind of like a big. It felt like not an early Pokemon. I don't really like Krabby here. So 6 is south of Cerulean. 6 leads it's Saffron to Vermilion. So right, like, you come out of this little side tunnel here. You can't really see it on my screen. You come out of this little side tunnel here from Cerulean. You go in the tunnel and you come out here, and then you go down to fight Surge down here. I kind of think adding Psyduck here might be more impactful. Yeah, Hollow Knight says Psyduck should be on Misty's team. I think that's the Pokemon we're going to add. We're talking about maybe just keep Staryu and Starmie. I don't love Staryu, but like it is what she uses in the anime. She uses a Starmie and a Staryu. So maybe those two and then add Psyduck kind of feels like it sucks that they made water the second gym because water is so prevalent in this game, but yeah. Current performance, not future potential. Yeah, you could also do Goldeen. That's the other thing, because she does have a Goldeen, according to the anime. Poliwag on Route 4. So, I don't know, though, because like we just added Poliwag. Like, it... Actually, what does Route 4 look like? There's not really any water on this route. You know what does make sense, though, is I'm pretty sure you can get Golduck in Cerulean Cave, right? Like, there's a little bit of water, and Psyduck is right there. So the routes above Cerulean, just to clarify, I should probably mention, are eating. They're cooked, man. They don't need any help. You've got Oddish, Venonat. You've got Abra. You've got okay, these routes might need some work. What? No, there's no Abra here. Oh, Abra is a Route 24 Pokemon. Like, oh my God. I'm like jumping all around, but it's like you kind of got to do it all together. You know, you do have to consider, like, if I'm putting this here, where am I putting this, and that kind of thing. So, oh, that's a good point, Stylish. Stylish is like, Lorelei gets all the other water types afterwards. That is a very good point. Lorelei is kind of like the second water type that capitalizes on the good water. So, good point. I kind of agree. Psyduck, Goldeen, Starmie would be a lot cooler. Staryu is just so redundant. It's just bad Starmie, you know? And Starmie's sick. Like, Starmie is a sick Pokemon, and they give it to the second gym leader. So jumping back to Golduck being in the cave, because I think we know what we need to do for Route 24 now. I kind of like adding Psyduck on Route 4 here. I feel like you could do a low encounter Psyduck maybe. You know? Maybe a 10% Psyduck? What do we think about that? Route 4. So you come out of Mount Moon. There's Ekans. We brought back Ekans, and we've added Psyduck. It also fits because it's right next to Misty. And on Route 6, you could do that too. Is the Route's grass reachable from Cerulean? Yes, it is. I see what you're asking. Okay. It was a great suggestion, Mr. Joe. Yeah, Mr. Joe. We love it. What about Meowth on Route 4? I think that's enough, honestly. Like, I am very open to diversity, but I think generally bringing back one and adding one is the most you want to do. Like, you want the route looking pretty much like it did before, and Meowth has its own spot already, so I don't think it needs more. Raise Charizard's special stat to match its current specials. Not something I'd considered, but certainly will if we need to. I would definitely think about raising Charizard's special. What is Charizard's special? I mean, not something we're like looking at right now, but I mean, its special is 85. The problem is Charizard's special attack is 109, which is pretty good. Honestly, Charizard's pretty good still with that special. That's something for, I think, another day. But thank you for the dono. Appreciate that, Slifer. You're considering the real fight, which is like long live Charizard, you know. Yeah, Meowth on Route 5 is pretty fitting. I think I want to look. Okay, so I think Route 4 is good. We've got Sparrow. We've added back Ekans. Mankey is fine. It's there. Sandshrew, I think that feels good. It's next to the cave. And then you've added Psyduck. So I like that. Route 5? No. We're going to do Route 24 and Route 25. They're the exact same, just as a heads up, which I don't mind them being the exact same. I think that's fine, because they do add Well, originally they were adding Oddish and Bellsprout and Venonat. So that is 3 adds, but we've added Oddish. So what about adding back Abra? Yeah, that makes sense, Stylish. Dude, you're doing ham. I appreciate the donation so much, but don't feel like you gotta donate every comment. Less routes with less grass makes it have less encounters. I mean, that does make sense for sure. Yeah, like a little tiny patch of grass on Route 4, like it doesn't make sense that you'd have like 8 million Pokemon in there. That is very valid. But I will just say I like Psyduck here since Golduck is in Cerulean Cave, which is just around the corner. Like you can just catch a little just a little patch of water there, and that's where Cerulean Cave comes from. So it kind of is actually like perfect. Anyway, row 24. I think we got to add Abra back. So again, we're adding. We could just lower that Oddish encounter. I think that's pretty easy. I don't think that's bad at all. Level 12 Abra, 20%. You're probably here for Abra, right? So, that's kind of easy. Would probably do the same for Route 25. We've seen enough Oddish, and it's still there in 10%, so you can still pick one up if you want one. Tangela is definitely too late, but this is too early for Tangela. And also, I'm not being unreasonable. Don't worry, I got a salary. I got money to spend. All right, cool. I always feel obligated to say it. Shouldn't Abra be fairly rare? No, we're not adding any Pokemon. That ROM hack's already been made, so if you want to play that, I'm pretty sure that already exists. I don't know. Is that good? Like, I kind of think that's fine for 24 and 25. Like, Abra is the only thing that I'm really like, dang, I can't believe that's not on the route. You've got Venonat and Bellsprout. That's 2 new encounters, and we've brought one back. Abra at 10%. I mean, I can make you guys suffer if you want. It probably should be 10%. I just hate catching Abra. I know, right? It's hard enough. Like, it's hard enough to catch Abra. $15. I think that's probably reasonable. I think 15 is perfect. All right, it's done. Pidgey at 25. No, Pidgey at 30. Yeah, I think that's fine. We can come back if too many Pidgeys appearing on this route breaks the game. We can always adjust. A little humor for you. Oh, sorry, I'm weird. Route 25. Yeah. Route 5. I don't know why that's Route 24 and 25. It does make sense, but I've always hated it. Bro, where is Slowpoke? I actually don't know. I can tell you. L1011. Slowpoke. Ooh, Seafoam Islands. That's a little late. Route 12? Oh, that's not too late, actually. Slowpoke's really good, man. I don't know if I want to change that. I think it's pretty good. Where were we? Route 5? Route 5. Okay, so you've just beat with Misty. You're heading. Oh, this is the daycare. Someone suggested Meowth here. Yeah, Jigglypuff like is oddly. That's so crazy. Jigglypuff has the same levels here that it did in Red and Blue before Mount Moon. Like they literally just copy and pasted the 357. It's literally the exact same. It's a 10% chance, levels 357. Oh, Meowth is here in Blue. And that, listen, I am a Red player, but Blue fans, I get it. You got to restore what was taken from you. We're on the same page. Meowth, 20% encounter rate. Abra could be, I don't know, level 12? 13? I think let's go 13. You've postponed the Abra a little bit. Sure, you only need a few levels to get it there. Pidgey, Rattata, Pidgeotto, Jigglypuff. Ugh. This route sucks. We could at least buff Jigglypuff. Like, just add 10 levels to it. The 1% level 17 Jigglypuff. Strong as the Pidgeottos and Pidgeys. Chansey's cracked, so no. Too early. Buff the Puff. It's already been buffed, don't worry. Oh, someone's have Farfetch'd. Let me see where Farfetch'd is previously. Because, yeah, it's pretty bad. You're never going to use Farfetch'd, but we'll do our best to make it not awful. Route 12. Man, that feels pretty late for Farfetch'd, doesn't it? Like, it's pretty late for... one sec here. It's pretty late for these stats. God damn. Like, it's a meme Pokemon, you know? It's the Delibird of Gen 1. It's a troll. Like, it is a troll. Already outclassed. But dude, this thing's like outclassed by Spearow, not even Fearow. Ducks. I mean, it does get like natural sword stance, which is something, I suppose. I don't know. I'd be fine swapping out Pidgey with Farfetch'd. Bellsprout, no grass type on this grass route. There is actually there is an Oddish encounter on Route 5 in red. I don't think we necessarily need a grass Pokemon here. No, Ditto's good where it is. Ditto is where it is for a reason. So, I do see what you're going for, but I just think I really like what they did with Ditto in this game. It's at the mansion where they experimented, you know. And I know whatever, Ditto's not actually meant to be a clone Mew, but in my head it is. It just is. Like, I don't care. Life is better when Ditto's a failed Mew clone. So. That's the other thing you got to remember. Farfetch'd is really good for an electric gym. So, like, I don't, real. Yeah. Yeah, we could add Oddish back here, I suppose. I don't know. Oh, there was Oddish and Bellsprout. Like, I don't really want to add them here, honestly. I think it's just going to make the route too convoluted, and those Pokemon were just found north, so I think it's fine to just not have them down here. It's also right next to a city, so like maybe they're just not chilling there. I like this. I think this is good. Route 6 doesn't, no. Yeah. Route 6 is, Route 4. Route 6. Pidgey, Rattata, Abra, Pidgey, Rattata, Pidgeotto, Jigglypuff. Like, literally, like, shoot me. Shoot me in the face, Game Freak, because you just could not have done a worse job with this. No, it's intentional. It's very intentional. I'm being a hater. Also, 20 years of retrospective helps a lot. Oh, a route typo had Pidgey Abra in the encounters. Oh, no. That was definitely 25. Pidgey Abra, my favorite Pokemon. Thank you. Kevin, can we show some hearts in the chat? Just emoji heart. Send hearts to Kevin because he just saved us some strife. Appreciate that very much, man. that can be really annoying when you just make a really stupid error like that. That was a good catch. Lickitung, why do you guys like care about Lickitung? Like, Lickitung doesn't deserve this amount of love that you're giving it. Ponyta on Cycling Road, probably a good play. Oh god, I hate it. Cerulean Cave. Okay, I mean, to be fair, it is kind of late for a Lickitung. Okay, I actually like what someone said. Lickitung Route 11. People keep saying Lickitung Route 11. What is Route 11? Oh, this one. Okay, we're gonna cook on Route 11, but you got to give me a sec to get there. Lickitung's a goofy little guy. We playing Pokemon Infinite Fusion now. Pidgey Abra. I don't hate the idea. Someone just said I lost it. Magnemite here. Low chance Magnemite here. Dang. I kind of like that. And the reason I like that is because there's no other electric Pokemon. Like, you're kind of relying on Pikachu. And I don't want to put it anywhere near Cerulean City. It just doesn't feel right. Like, I don't think Magnemite would be there. But right next to the electric gym, like, if anywhere, I don't see why Magnemite wouldn't be here. It's just a magnet, you know? It can kind of be anywhere. Yeah, Magnemite and Voltorb are near the power plant, but you can't get them till you get Surf. So it's basically like, the reason I'm saying this is like, if you don't want to use Pikachu, you don't have an option for another electric type to like the 4th gym when you can evolve your Eevee into Jolteon. Otherwise, it's wait till you beat Fuchsia and get Surf. It's just really late. Like Electabuzz, yes. Electabuzz is really good. I feel like it should be that late. But Magnemite is there in Gen 4. And it's on Route 6 in GSC. Shut the hell up. What the shit? It's done. Magnemite on Route 6. Let's lock it in. I like it. I like it a lot. You guys, this is why we do this. Low odds, though. Low odds. 5% or 10%? I don't mind 10. I think 10 is pretty respectable. I don't think we need another Jigglypuff encounter. I think Abra is fine at 14. Some are saying 5. Some are saying 10. Not 1. I'll say not 1. Oh, don't worry. We fixed its moveset. It gets like Thunderbolt and stuff. It's good now. It's very split. People are leaning 5%. We'll do 10 for now. If it feels too much, we'll pull back. But it's 10% in crystal, so it's kind of consistent. You know? So crystal, you can get a Psyduck here. You can get a Meowth. The day and night system adds a lot, man, I gotta say. You can get a Magnemite. Oh, 20%. It's 10% in gold and silver. I wouldn't do 20. Psyduck. More powerful than the last. And Cerulean Cave instead of Mewtwo should be a level 100 Jigglypuff. That would be so funny. Every 1% encounter slot is just a Jigglypuff getting progressively stronger by like 5 levels. Pokemon Pink. How about... Yeah, someone just said Duck and Magnet. We could do 5% for Duck. I kind of like Psyduck being here too. 10% on Psyduck. That is a more interesting looking route. Like Magnemite adds a lot there. I think both are very valid. The surfing sucks, but like I feel like if you surf, you should be able to catch out like a stronger one. Like what if we made that 25? And then we do everything though. I'm just gonna make the Psyduck 15 so that it's in line with the ones in the water. That makes sense. D&D, you pick up the Old Rod and Vermilion. Would you consider a low non-percent Magikarp option? Yes. So we haven't touched on that yet, but yeah, we are gonna do some better stuff with the rods. Rods all around just need some fixing. I think Old Rod should be like early, and I think the good rod should be like Vermilion. And then the Super Shot Rod is fine. Yeah, Pokemon Pink featuring Clefairy. It's very cool. Very cool. Pokemon Pink has been made for anyone who wants to play it. That is a ROM hack. Aaron says Doduo. I'll check where Doduo is. I feel good about this, though. I like adding Magnemite. Honestly, Voltorb's going to eat in this game because it's the fastest Pokemon, and crits are determined by speed. So Voltorb is going to be really good now that it learns Thunderbolt naturally. Where is Doduo? Route 16. I don't know what route that is. Celadon. 17. Oh, it's Cycling Road. It's just a little different in Gen... That's Gen 4. Oh, it's the Gen 4 map, so I really wouldn't know it. Old Rod instead of Magikarp near Mount Moon. That would probably be the way to do it, right? I mean, I think that's a great idea. We'll definitely sit on that. Doduo makes sense being near Cycling Road. I kind of agree. I kind of just, yeah, like I don't think I want to change that. Like that just makes sense. Doduo. Okay, so after Route 6, we get to Vermilion, and we can now head to Route 11, which is home to Drowsy. What my team has proposed is a game-shifting addition to Route 11. To add Scyther to Route 11. So, take a peek at this for yourself. Does that not look like a place Scyther would exist? Like, it's just like tall grass. It's like a very grassy place. I like Scyther here. A lot of the people on my team really like it. I think it is a very, as someone just said in the chat, a very stylish pick. Like, it's a big meadow. Yeah. Chat is going off. Chat's, listen, you could say too early, but in Gen 2, you catch Scyther around this time. My problem is Scyther is a sick Pokemon, and you can't get it until the Safari Zone, where it's not even worth using. A stylish pick. Pinsir? Actually, so glad you asked. Route 9, Pinsir. Right after you beat Surge, you can head this on the way. Okay, there's nothing interesting here. You've got Pharaoh and Nidorinas and Raticates. Pinsir. Because also, I think this is a stylish pick. This is from the team. This feels a little more rugged. Like a Pinsir could survive here. You put Scyther in the more grassy area. You give them both early in the game. Puts them both early. The bug duo back to back. Yes, Itor. Exactly. And yeah. Oh yeah, so the move Cut, by the way, is not going to be a high crit move in this game, because high crit moves in this game are auto crit. So you'd basically be giving every Pokemon that learns Cut like a base 110 power move, which is way too overpowered. So Cut is just going to be a normal, we might do something with it, but it's just going to be a normal, like probably 55 base power move. Very sorry, but that's all we could do. All right. Chat loves it. Thank the team for such awesome ideas. 5% Scyther. Yeah, 55 power bug move is what Cut will be. We could take this Drowsy. I don't think it would break the game if we removed you know. That's a lot of Drowsy though. I think 5% should be Scyther. Like, oops. Like, Magnemite is good, but Scyther is really good. Also, the other thing about Scyther that early is it doesn't help for the gym that you have coming up. Like, it doesn't actually help with price. So, yeah. Oh, and yeah, Twin Needle and Pin Missile are getting the same treatment they got in Gen 2. So, they'll be good. Yeah, so for changes, I should also mention, Orchestra Fanboy says that basically, like, we're following, like, whenever I'm changing a Pokemon's learn set, the first thing I do is go to its Crystal Legacy learn set. And if I can do the same thing for that in yellow, I will. There's just a lot of cases where that's not perfectly possible, because like moves work a little differently in this game, or there isn't a move, like that move doesn't exist maybe, and so you got to move stuff around, but it will rhyme. Like the learn sets of Crystal will rhyme with the yellow learn sets. It won't be exactly the same, but they will feel similar. Stat changes will feel similar. We want these games to be kind of like tied together. So if you're familiar with Crystal Legacy, it should be easier to get into Yellow Legacy. A Legacy cinematic universe, exactly. Okay, I think that's fine. Drowsy is a pretty fine psychic. It's a psychic type, so it's pretty good. Scyther, perfect. I think that's it for Route 11. Route 9, I really like that 1% Sparrow. I would actually bump that up to 5% and then add Pinsir here. The big bugs. There's bugs in these mountains. Some say you live or die by the mountain. But me, I bought a Ford F-150. And now I am the mountain. Literally. Please help me. my body, my consciousness has been transformed into the mountain. I don't even know what kind of ad this is. What is this trying to do? I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know. Pincer is not affiliated with Ford. I'm sorry. What do you do here? Wait, Pharaoh is 20, right? Pharaoh evolves at 20? Or is it 22? Or is it like 18? It's 20. Okay, level 20 Pharaoh here. Nidorino, Nidoran. Oh, I cut the Nidorina, though. 5/5. Okay, here's what we'll do. Nidorino. How about that? We've got the Nidorino and Nidorina still here. That's fine. Oh, GF Hutchinson. Don't let me catch you asking that question. Don't get caught asking that question in the chat. I don't want that for you. I don't want the repercussions. There's no shinies in Gen 1. Sorry. I'm sorry to be the one to break the news to you. There's no shinies. They didn't exist yet because these games were black and white originally. Oh, god damn it. Someone just asked for dinosaur type. Ban them. Technically, they could all be shiny. That's true. Second Nidoran M should be Lickitung. They do exist. You just can't tell. Yes, that's true. That is true. You guys really want the Lickster. You guys really want the Licky Boy. What the heck is Lickitung doing on Route 9, though? I don't know. Like, you got to put it somewhere, I guess. Licking. It's like, I don't understand this like hive mind that is formed, but the chat is like so like, I asked what is it doing and everyone just said the exact same thing. Like, what he's licking magnets. He's licking the Ford F-150 guy that's in the mountain. Okay, chat. This is not a Patrick decision. This is out of my hands. Lickitung on Route 9, I guess, because you got to put it somewhere. What buffs is Lickitung getting? All right, chat. I need you to take a moment, okay? I need you to really get ready for this, okay? I need you to sit down for this one. Because Lickitung is getting some serious buffs, okay? Are you ready? Lickitung is going to learn Lick. There you go. There you go. You know, personally, some call me a genius. I think that might be valid. I think that is exactly what I am. Because who else would have had the... Okay, I'm gonna shut up. I'm done. This is stupid. Yeah, Lickitung learns Lick. Okay, this is getting so silly. Route 10. Okay, so Route 10 exists, but you can't go here till you get Surf. So it's actually a much later route. So I wouldn't even look at it right now, but I guess we should just really move on to Rock Tunnel, and we could look at this later. Rock Tunnel. Yeah, Lickitung didn't have Lick in Gen 1. It started with Rap, and it never learned Lick. Crazy. Crazy. Like, probably Okay, I'm sorry, but like we're getting silly. Of any decision that has ever been made in Pokemon, which is a lot. If you think about every single decision of what Pokemon on what route, at what percentage, at what level, and learning what move at what level, and what trainer's team it'll be on, and what every single decision. They made a Pokemon whose entire ethos is licking stuff with its massive 6-foot tongue. And in its debut generation, they did not give it lick. I'll leave it there. I will leave it there. I'm just kidding. But anyway. Okay, you can access Route 10? No. You got to go to Rock Tunnel. You can't you can't get the encounters on it. I think Rock Tunnel's actually pretty good, right? Where's Onyx? Okay, Onyx is here. Oh, is it it's the grass above the center too? I don't see grass above the what? Are you sure? Because in my map, Route 9 is this. Map is different in Gen 1. Okay, cool. Okay. The trainers whose access possess the ability to serve or have secret technique, conserve area, and then self-pass the remaining portion for a lone trainer. Just east. Okay, whatever. I don't really care. Let's just look at Mount Moon, okay? And when I say Mount Moon, I mean Rock Tunnel. So I kind of hate that Rhyhorn is so late in this game, and this is the only other cave, right? Everyone's saying Cubone and Rhyhorn. I just like I have to agree, even though it sucks because it's gonna overshadow Onyx, but like I just don't know where else you put them. Like Rhyhorn into the Safari Zone is so lame. Like it would be Victory Road, and I love Rhyhorn. It's like one of the best Gen 1 Pokemon. And it's a super late Evo, so it's not even like it would be too strong. And Onyx will be better, so if you want to use Onyx, you can. So I think it will be okay. Rhyhorn doesn't make sense as a cave Pokemon because rhinos live in savannas. Oh, you're so right. I hate it, but you're so right. I just wanted to be right. God damn it. Oh, Rhyhorn is in Victory Road. Sorry, I know there's Victory Road. I guess I just meant like actually relevant caves to. And it is in Rock Tunnel in Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu. Diglett in Rock Tunnel. Diglett has its own cave, dude. They made a cave for Diglett. Shut up. I love you. I'm sorry. Diglett's good, man. Diglett's good. Diglett is eating. I didn't even look at Diglett Cave because it's just Diglett and Dugtrio. But for you, Diglett, 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 Dugtrio. At fucking 31, dude. That's cracked. That is cracked, man. Anyway, I'll leave it be. It's out of my hands. Too much Diglett. I think Cubone and Rhyhorn. No, not Kabuto and Omanyte. I would like to make them early, but we'll have to. I don't know. The thing is, we really gave them a chance to shine in Crystal Legacy, and I think it might be fine to just leave them as B, but definitely not in the cave. Rock Tunnel, Onyx, Machop. What if you did Machop and replace that low encounter with Cubones and Rhyhorns? What if you did low Cubone? Where do you get Kangaskhan in this? Because what is like Gen 2 Mount Moon? Literally adds Cubone, so that's easy. And they add Kangaskhan too. Oh, Safari Zone. Everything cool is in the Safari Zone. It's so lame. It's so lame. I hate that everything has to be Safari Zone. I think that's something that Gen 1 lacks a little bit, is like they didn't know where to put a lot of cool Pokemon, so they just all wind up in the same place. And I find it's usually when everything is in the same place, it's lame, because you're just not going to catch like a bunch of new Pokemon all at the same time. Yeah. At least you have to go in the Safari Zone in this game, to be fair. Like, it's not like optional. No, Machop's got a 15% encounter still, so. There's part of me that just feels like Rhyhorn doesn't fit here. It just looks wrong. I don't know if I can do it. I just don't think. Don't forget the 1% Jigglypuff. Dude, this chat is so, you guys are crazy, man. I'm losing it. Rhyhorn is like Rhyhorn just feels wrong. I'm sorry. I just don't think I can do it. It's too much. That's what it is. It's too much. Onyx and Machop are already added here. I think Cubone is enough. I just don't. I think this isn't forever, but for right now, I just it doesn't feel right. So we're gonna do Cubone, and that's not nothing, you know. That's not nothing. I just think that makes more sense. Cubone next to Lavender Town, you know. So Cubone on the first floor, Onyx on the second floor. With the Charmander buff, doesn't that mean Charmander players are screwed for Gym 1? No, you'll be okay. Onyx to Mount Moon. No, Onyx is good though. Like, here's the thing. Onyx is actually like kind of good now. Like, it's not amazing, but like it's still not good. I think that Onyx could be like level 7, like higher level for sure. I just can't do it, man. I don't know about Rhyhorn. It's in Let's Go. Graveler, Cubone, Rhyhorn, Kangaskhan. Man, they just threw everything in here. Yeah, Onyx got that good buff. I think Rhyhorn has just got to be the plains guy. If you want the good rock, you got to wait. You got to wait for the good rock. All right. And I think we'll leave this the same. Machop, Onyx, it's all good. I think it feels good. Oh, got to save that boy. So then we come out of Rock Tunnel. We have Route 8. Pidgey, Pidgeotto, Rattata, Jigglypuff, Abra, and Kadabra getting added. As you can see, this section gets a little rough. That's probably fine. Oh man. I don't hate adding Vulpix to Route 8. I mean, it was there, you know. I think we've seen enough Sandshrew. I think we've seen enough. Oh, Growlithe though. Oh, why don't we just bring back Growlithe? Level 200 Jigglypuff. No, chat. Stop. Dude, I'm gonna die. I'm literally, chat is trying to kill me with dumb ideas. No, Rhyhorn is chilling. Don't worry. Crimson. If you listen, Rhyhorn will cook. It's okay, okay? Just trust me. No, I have to stop encouraging stupid comments. You guys are funny. Level 255 Jigglypuff. Oh. No, stop. Level 255 dinosaur type Jigglypuff. It's funny. This is like the kind of humor I like the dumb shit. Like sometimes I will just start cracking like my jokes in 2023, and I think it is hilarious because it's so stupid. Growlithe, let's get back on track here. Growlithe, they took our boy away from us. We're bringing him back. Pidgey, fuck out the way. Rattata, fuck out the way. This whole route is going Growlithe. Bro, 40% chance for Pidgey, dude. 40. What? Let Growlithe cook, okay? Let Growlithe cook. Wait, what does... Okay, I know we were just talking about Rhydon, but what does it... It's... Never mind. It's just... It's Victory Road in Safari Zone. Or Rhyhorn. I can never remember. Okay, I'm Growlithe. Route 8. Pidgey, Rattata, Abra, Pidgeotto. I think we could add Vulpix here. This could be a kind of fiery route. It would be unreasonable to implement animated sprites into Crystal, unfortunately. It would be sick, but it would be unreasonable. Sorry. I kind of like adding Vulpix here. Cool with the 5% Kadabra. Bro, the level 27 Kadabra. Imagine running into a level 27 Kadabra for free. This game is on crack. Like, they were just like, yeah, fuck it. Level 27 Kadabra, bro. Like, just 1% chance. The 1% in this game go hard. And that is why I'm like, maybe we'll run it back and add some more crazy stuff. Because, like, that is insane, dude. I think this Kadabra could be maybe a little higher than if the other one is, you know. To be fair, this game does have the level 24 Jigglypuff. Maybe we'll do Vulpix. I think we'll do Vulpix there. 20% Abra, right? Let me just run through. 10% Pidgeotto, 15% Rattata, 10% Jigglypuff, 20% Abra. We could do 15% Abra and then 10% Vulpix. Oh, Tangela. Yeah, Tangela needs to show up pretty soon. No, isn't Tangela like right here? on like Route 12. Unique cut. Oh, you can't get bio without the Snorlax. Also, you can just pick up like, dude, this game is so crazy. Like, I just saw you could pick up a Slowbro at level 15. Like that evolves at level 37. Tangela Road 8 would have it stand out a bit more. Yeah, Tangela is already outclassed. I guess. Kadabra here is so weird to me, but like whatever. It's only into the Safari Zone. Seeing as how special works in Gen 1 compared to Gen 2. Actually, Darkstar, that is definitely a consideration. So I currently have Alakazam set to evolve at 42. Just like in Crystal Legacy. But if it's crazy, like maybe we would bump that to 45. I don't think that would go any higher than 45. But given that special is defensive in this game, maybe. Ultimately, the deal with a Alakazam is you just got to hit it with physical moves. Which is why if Ghost goes physical in this game, which it wants to, if Ghost goes special in this game, which it wants to, it won't be that effective at dealing with psychics. But it won't be anyway, because it like Gengar is weak to psychic anyway. So like I don't know. On the other side of Saffron, where Houndour is in Gen 2. Actually, that's a great, like, let's just check Saffron, and then let's check 7. And what's on Route 7? Growlithe as well. Okay, I think that actually makes sense. I think Route 7 gets Growlithe. The other route gets Vulpix. Cut is the answer to Sabrina. Hopefully. It doesn't matter, like Route 7 or 8. I just wasn't Growlithe higher here, or is it only 10? No, so yeah, Growlithe is 20% on Route 8, so I'll put Growlithe on Route 8, and Vulpix on Route 7. Dinosaur type Porygon. Dude, huge Porygon, huge dinosaur vibes. Yeah, I like that. So what do we think? Tangela on Route 8? Or Tangela on Route 12, which is a little bit later. It would just be a little bit later, down on this route. This route right here. What do you think, chat? I kind of agree that 12 makes more sense, because there's other grass types on Route 12. There's Oddish, Bellsprout, Weeping Bell. Yeah, everyone wants it there. All right. Look, Tangle is just bad. There's like nothing you can do about it. It's just bad, man. We'll make it like level 28, I guess. 29 maybe? Sure. It's a Tangela, Okay. Now, Route 8 then. Is that fine? You could add Meowth. Like, I think everything is just kind of repeats. So there's room here. I guess we'll just set Abra here for now. So But Route 7 doesn't really add anything new. It just is adding Vulpix. Eevee, no. Eevee's got to be a gift. Eevee has to be a gift. Without Eevee gift, it kind of just... Ugh. We've run into that problem before. Just trust me. Ponyta. I kind of like Ponyta on the route down to Cycling Road. Magmar, that's another tough one. Drowsy, Abra's everywhere. Yeah, I think we're kind of getting into that like mid-late game, like those kind of Pokemon. I think this actually might be a good spot to stop because I'm getting a little sleepy, and I think that this is like kind of like the early game. Like we are like by the time you get to Lavender Town, you were definitely not in the early game anymore. So I think that actually is a pretty good place to call it. Yeah, I'm getting kind of sleepy. I'm actually going to go read, but cool. All right. It's settled, guys. This has been great. I think we made some really good progress tonight. It was fun having some people to bounce ideas off of, and I like streaming, so I really appreciate that. One last little shout out to all the super chatters. We do love you. Thank you to L1011 TriStar, Joshua Garrow, Stash Hand, Stylish 8 million times, Gonzo Engineering, Josh again, TB, Captain Wolf, Cody Smith, Crimson Trickster, Oysen McColgan, Robert Richard, Stylish 8 more million times, Hollow Nightingale, Aaron, Kevin, Brock, Cool Beanie, Lucas, Captain Wolfbane, Dark Star, and Captain Wolfbane again. It says Rhyhorn for Route 17, right? So it can run with Tondo Duo. Maybe. Really quickly, I just want to look at Route 17 because that is Cycling Road, and it does have Ponyta and Doduo. That feels fine to me. I just, it's where they are, you know, and if it's where they are. Feels good. All right. Thank you all. Don't worry. If like Tangela will get some love. You know, every single Pokemon in this game is getting buffed. That's all you need to know. Good night, all. I love you very much, guys. I really do appreciate you coming out. This was fun. Little cook sesh. And I will see you. Also, just so grateful this many people would show up to me just talking about a game from that many years ago. It's pretty awesome. I don't know. I'm probably not going to stream again before Christmas. I'm heading home tomorrow. So I wasn't even going to do this. I said I was going to stop work like 5 days ago. And I was like, maybe a little bit. So this was just fun, though. So much fun. Learned the basics of coding, and I'm going to learn to code video games. And I hope to do something like this as a hobby someday. Yeah, the hardest part of the disassembly stuff is actually just getting it installed. And there are tutorials on how to do it. Takes a bit of work, but once you get it, this part's easy. You're just moving numbers. It's pretty simple. So anyway, much love. I'll see you guys later. Peace.